Hey you, and welcome. In this video, we will learn about events in JavaScript. So let's dive right into it. I have the documentation open by MSDN, and this documentation shows all the events that are supported in the browser that we can wire into using JavaScript and do some business logic. So let me show you what I mean. There's events like mouse enter, there's key up. That's the one I want to use here. There's events that are related to user experience. So you can listen to those events and trigger a function and also get a context so you know what happened to make an appropriate decision to what you want to change. Maybe you want to make the UI changes. Maybe you want to trigger that event and get some analytics data. Could be any of those things. So let me show you how to use that. I'll go back to my VS Code. I have my VS Code open. I have my browser open on the right hand side. I have an HTML file that references a index.js file that is open, but it has nothing in it. And if I go to index.html, I'd want to write some code so we can render things out into that HTML. So first things first, let's start with a unordered list and provide list items to each one. And the list item in this case would have an ID. And this ID would be mouse over, or mouse down. There we go. And then mouse down would do that. Let's also do a key up event. And then each one will have a bullet point, of course, but we will provide data as those events happen. So let's go back to our JavaScript. And to listen to an event, we have to reference our DOM, the document. And inside that document, there is a function called add event listener. Takes in 3 arguments, but we usually work with 2 arguments only. The third argument is completely optional. It's only for advanced use only. So in the event listener, first argument would be a string value of what event you want to listen to. I'll say mouse down. IntelliSense should help me out here too. I think if I do control space, it will give me all the events that are supported. IDE knows about those. I'll say mouse down. And the second argument is a predicate where we provide a callback function to it, and it will call it when the event triggers. So I'll just give it a arrow function with the curly braces, and the parameter would be the event, which would be E. Now I won't really be working with the parameter in this particular case, so I'll just not console log out. I'll just do a document.query selector and use ID selector for mouse down. Great. This would be the element I want to work with. Perfect. And then for this element, I will change the inner HTML to say mouse down happened. Perfect. Save that. Let's try it. There we go. I just pressed the mouse down on the browser, and that's when it changed. Let's do a similar thing for mouse up. When the mouse up happens, let's just clear the message out so we can see it. All right, so let's copy paste the code, and instead of mouse down event, I want to listen to mouse up. And in this case, targeting the same element as before, and inner HTML would be changed to nothing. There we go. So pressing it down now, letting it go now. There we go. Pressing it down, letting it go, and I can listen to that event. Pretty cool. Let's do another one, key up. That's pretty useful. Sometimes you want to see if somebody's pressing a certain key down and trigger some event. So that can happen with key up or down. Usually you would do key up, not key press or down, because maybe they're just pressing it and they're not letting it go. So maybe you want that event to trigger after they have pressed it. So key up is pretty useful there. And for this one, I will target the key up li element, and the inner HTML will say key up happened. There we go. Press. And let's try it. So mouse down, mouse up is working. I'm going to press some keys, S or something. Yeah, there we go. Key down, or sorry, key up triggered it, but of course we're not clearing it out, so it's going to stay there. Let's try to clear it out. Or actually, I don't have to clear it out. Never mind. Let's take it back. What I want to do instead is listen to that event argument and see if I can know which key did the user press. So let's try that. I will rename the parameter to event rather than E. And let's use string interpolation, pass it the event, and get the code of the key. Save. All right, let's try it out. I'll press A, key A. All right, S, there we go. I'm pressing the different keys, and it's changing accordingly. There we go. Perfect. So that's how we listen to events in JavaScript. I'll see you all in the next video.